Odell, complete concrete. Odell, complete concrete.
All right, good morning everybody. It is the day of the pour. We got 20 yards coming, pewter color, and we're gonna be doing a unique design in this backyard. It's gonna be a double band diamond grid style pattern. So I'll take you guys to the back, show you how the layout's looking. Right now we got the whole in-house crew here, plus I got Juan, my main finisher, right there, and he's gonna be helping us out on this one. Plus he did bring 4 of his finishers, so this is gonna be a really easy day for us, I think. So this is gonna be the barbecue island, and it's gonna be a prefab. So the homeowner did request, and the barbecue island prefab company did want this as level as possible. So we're gonna do our best to keep it 1% from the edges to our drains. But it's ideal to keep at least 1%. You don't want it too level or you're gonna have standing water. The other thing we're doing right now, we've got our center right down this main slab area, so we can get our 45-degree pattern marked out. This is going to be our band right here. It's going to be a 12-inch band, and the guys right now are using a square to get their 45 set. So we're going to fall right off that line right there. We're going to try, I believe we're going to be keeping the concrete slabs about 6 to 7 or 7 to 8 in the middle. That's how big the slabs will be. So there's gonna be a lot of joints going through this whole slab right here. So we're just getting set up. It is about 6:30 right now. Concrete should be here in the next 30 minutes. So we just want to make sure we're 100% before it gets here. Let's just double check to the bottom of it to here, see where we're at. As long as we got 1%. Oh yeah, that's good. Looks like 1% right there. That's good. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Another thing we're doing, so we don't lose these lines once they're marked, because once the concrete gets over the boards, we're gonna probably lose these lines. We're putting screws in at the direction of the lines, like which way they're supposed to go. So meaning this line is supposed to go this way, like that. Same thing with this one over here. The blue lines represent the opposite way. Plus, they're actually different screws we're using too. So they're pulling the string line all the way through, and then measuring off this line to the next one. So we're doing 7 feet spacings for our diamond grids, but this is a double band diamond grid, so it's gonna look a little different than our normal diamond grid patterns.
Hi, David Odell here with Odell Complete Concrete. This is the big beautiful pour. This is part 2 of a 2-part series, and we're using Associated Concrete, Lakewood, California. What we have here, a lot of people on the job site, because there's a lot of joints going in, a lot of detail on this, so you need the people, but you need people that have worked together before as well. You can get a lot of guys that are really great at their job, but if you throw them all together and it's their first day together, it's going to be a disaster. So in this case, these guys have worked together before. Juan brought all these guys, so he's worked with them. He'll assign them particular jobs, like these two will be a screed, this guy will be your mucker, this guy's in charge of the joints, and so on and so forth. So leadership is the key with anything like this. When you're doing something big, you got to have great leadership, and that's what makes it all happen. This is a 3/8 inch pea gravel mix. It's about a 5.5, 6 inch slump, it appears to be. Rebar 3/8 on 2-foot centers, double checking with the 4-foot red stick for slope. All the screeds are set with slope to the drains, but it's always good to double check on the way out, because it's difficult to get back in a tight situation like this, especially when your concrete is a little on the wet side and you're trying to do these swells. You kind of got to go back, otherwise it's just going to be a big flat area.
All right guys, so basically we have all of our slope running like this, and then we have one guy going around the drains, circling the drains. Basically, so once the water gets around this area, it's all going to get captured and flow towards the drain.
4-foot wood bowl float, and that's what you won't see out here. I'm in actually Arizona. My sons are in Cali running that operation. Arizona, you won't see the wood bowl float. You'll see magnesiums. You'll see things that you want to seal it up quickly because we have about 7% humidity, you know, and the low at night's probably about 90. So it gets rather hot. You got to seal it up quick or it's going to crack on you if you don't. So there's no woods out here, all mag. Another big difference I noticed out here in Arizona versus Cali on the coast is how it cures out. In Cali, it's gonna dry a lot of times blotchy. You know, you're gonna get dark spots and some weird case scenarios, the way the water evaporates out of the concrete. But out here, it's gonna be completely white within a couple days. No blotchiness at all. It's really uniform.
All right, second truck is here. Another 10 yards going in.
A lot of times I thought it was due to fly ash in the mix. Too much fly ash causing that blotchiness, and it could be that, but it also could be water retention, water trapped in the surface of concrete. Probably wondering, well, how does water get trapped in the surface of concrete? Especially when you're using a wood bowl float, you think, well, that's leaving it open, so the water should be coming out. But the other problem is a lot of times they'll hit it really early with the Fresno, and that seals it. So if you hit it with a wood bowl float to begin with, then you seal it up, you just trap the water in. Now you're gonna get crazy cracking, splotching, and I think that's about it as far as, you know, visually what you'll see.
Marco's already marking out the double bands. They're going to be going all the way through this way and this way. That way when we start to cut in everything, it's going to make it a lot easier that we can see where the lines are at. And what he's doing right there is his trowel is exactly 12 inches, so he's marking out where the bands are going to be going, that are going to picture frame everything around. We got Shane on the pump today, giving it a shot. He might become a pumper. Shane's all like, yeah man, pumping looks easy. I should become a pumper. What muscles are you working?
Oh my god, my biceps, my legs.
A little bit more different than he thought, huh Shane? You see how low he's keeping it?
Yeah.
And then the concrete finishers can move it into place too.
Never cover the chalk line. The finishers get mad. Yeah. So it's okay to pile a bit right here. You see how I go a little higher? Because the finishers.
Shaking, 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 shaking to the right of there. Just shake it out of there. You got an extra, just cut it. Cut it like this. Then shake it again. And voila.
That's it, exactly. Alright, here we go, Shane. Back at it. Keep it nice and low. There you go. Lower, lower, Shane, lower. Just flat on everyone. Shane's back at it on the pump, giving it another shot.
Forward, forward, forward. You don't lock yourself in.
Probably a little bit more, that middle spot, Shane, a little bit more. Yeah, right there. I gotta, yeah. That's how professionals do it. Whoa. No camera. Professional. All right, joints are going in. Double band diamond grid pattern. It's coming to life. Check that out, guys. We have a laser on that to get exact lines. How sick is that? Alright guys, we are up here on the roof. It is the only way to the backyard. We got the splatter set up to get back here since this is all around in the side yards, just like this. So we're joining. We're cutting the joints in from the top of the wall.
Alright, that little laser light that we attached to the front of that joiner, that seems like a good idea if you could see the light. Typically in the daytime, maybe today on this particular job because of the overcast, maybe you can see where that light hitting in front of you, but usually, I mean, you can't really see the light outdoors. There's that 1 foot band. That cutter tool that's keeping the joints straight, it's about 5 foot long, so that really helps keeping it going on a straight line. So instead of using a square, see how you use the edger there? Because all your hand tools, they're all square to begin with, so you can just grab a tool and then you have a square. Same thing with your saws, your circular saws. You can do that. I mean, the guard's square already. If you line it up on the wood to begin with and just follow that through, you get a square cut. So you notice, look at that, how many joints are in there, and they're getting all the joints in. It looks like they're keeping up with it. It's not getting away from them. They just about got all the joints in and they're not fighting it. But they got a big crew, and they've worked together. It's teamwork. This is coming out real beautiful looking right now. Beautiful camera view from here. be kind of neat if you broomed each square. Leave the bands smooth maybe, and then broom each square a different direction. It'd be a lot of work, but it would look cool. Or come back and stain the bands. Here's a hand float in action. That's your matching hand joiner to the walker. And matching is very important. Like if all these guys had different joiners, you'd have a problem. But they're all using the exact same joiner and the same die. Oh, here comes the sun. And they beat the heat. They got it all in shape before the sun broke through the overcast. That's always a good sign. So you have options. There's another way you can do this. It may not look as good, you know, as this, but you could just pour this whole thing with about 3 guys and then come back the next day with 1 guy and saw cut it. You still get a real similar look, but with, you know, 1/3 of the people. Somebody carved a heart into the band down there, it looks like. That's going to be an Instagram sensation, most likely. Looks like they are brooming everything a different direction here. That's going to be a nice look. You've got the bands going down, and then you're gonna cross each one of these sections. Are going to be going a different direction. Yeah, for me, I would have did it with 3 people, and then I would have saw cut. And then if they really wanted wide joints, I would have ran a crack chaser on it, and then that's it. Done. Let me know what you guys would have done. Would you used 10 or 15 guys, or would you did it with 3 and a saw cut? Let me know in the comments the way you guys like to do it. You know, the thing about here down here in Southern Cal, you've got about 60, 70 degrees year-round temperature. So you can get away with saw cutting next day because the concrete's curing out so slow that it's not going to crack overnight in most cases. So you have all that time to be able to do that. In some areas, you're going to have to get some wet joints in it, you know, the same day. That thing's about cured out in 3 days and it's already done cracking. Here you're looking, you got about a good, shoot, you could have up to a year before it cracks on one of these joints in these really moderate climate areas. That's a beautiful look right there. That artificial turf's going to go in the middle section there. And you're going to have the precast barbecue island. I love the barbecue precast too, because they're more cost effective. To build it costs you way more, and you can't ever move it. But if you get a precast, it looks like it's been built in place, but you still have that mobilization if you really want it.
Alright guys, so let's wrap on this job. We're on the concrete portion at least. We're gonna come back tomorrow, install all the artificial turf right here in between the steps. The homeowners got to put their name in on this little square, so that's pretty nice. And then another cool thing, guys, that we did was we broomed each square opposite ways, so it kind of gives that checker pattern finish look. Always really nice. But that wraps up the concrete portion. Came out really clean, very clean.
Here's the preparation for the artificial turf. So they already had dug this area out enough to allow for the turf during the concrete setup phase. So all they had to do is bring this base in here. Now they can match it to the concrete level. You got to get it in here within about a ½ inch of the surface of concrete. Compact it. Now take it down about 3/4, maybe an inch or so. Then they throw the turf in there, throw some nice infill on that turf, and then it's going to be looking real pretty. But I'll walk you through the whole process. So that way, if you want to do a small area like this yourself, you can. Basically, it boils down to compaction and some road base at this point. Here's how you do the compaction. You got to soak it really well. You got to get enough water in there so that it actually absorbs all the way to that entire lift of whatever depth you put in there. Typically, you don't want to go over about a 3 to 4 inch lift with this type of compactor. You can get, 100% compaction with this plate compactor if you do the correct lifts. A lot of times you might even want to blend your base with water beforehand, before dumping it in the hole. But it's a lot more work than doing it this way. It's much easier to spread it than soak it. But if you really want good water consistency, you can mix it up just like you'd mix concrete, and then throw it in the hole, then compact. But this works as well. You just got to be really good with the water ratio. So this technique here, you throw the water on there and let it just soak for probably wait an hour. That water penetrates all the way to the bottom, then run your plate. Because if you don't get water all the way down through that base, when you run your plate, it looks hard, but it's only going to be on that top ½ inch. That water didn't go all the way down, it'll just peel. So the plate compactor's avoiding the edge, because if he gets too close, he could damage that new concrete. So they're going to hand tamp that edge, which is a good idea to preserve that edge from chipping off. I think the widest length of turf you can get, I think it's 15 feet. So everything you got to calculate is 15 feet. The length is as long as you want, but 15 is the max width, I guess you could get on these.
All right, there it is, guys. The final look of this backyard. Stunning. All right, just got the artificial turf done. broomed and looking fresh. Plus we got these nice little stepping stones to kind of transition concrete and turf. Looks really killer. It's gonna look even better once the barbecue is in here. Get all the planters in here. We got the outdoor patio furniture out here. It's gonna look great. Still doing a little bit of cleanup, but yeah, overall we're pretty much wrapped up on this one, guys. All right, well, see you guys on the next one.
All right, thanks for watching the video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. If you have any questions concerning your future project or ongoing project, get me on consultation through my website at Odell Complete Concrete. Thank you. Bye.